Initial analysis indicates that the target audiences can be broken down into three basic groups: the subversives, the government supporters, and then the big group in the middle, the uncommitted civilians. Any PSYOP effort will have to encompass all three groups. Having mentally worked out, altered, rejected, and then finally accepted plans for the Military Psychological Operations Program, they now prepare to put them on paper as a formal proposal. They list the major psychological objectives, then the various functional group target audiences, the objectives for each of these functional groups, the severity and stage of subversive insurgency in which the various target groups find themselves, the proposed psychological military activities that should be instituted, and the proposed program to help these activities. After securing recommendations and the necessary approvals from his own people, and making sure that the Military Psychological Operations Plan fits in with the USIS country plan already in effect, the plan is checked with the government of Hostland. Approved by them, it now becomes the Psychological Operations Doctrine for the Hostland military forces.
Principle 2. Seek ye not the saved nor the damned. Appeal to the skeptics. Once gays are ready and willing to communicate, the next question is, with whom? Our media strategists must know their target audiences, know which are ripe for persuasion, which are not. On gay rights, the public is of several minds. There are, in this sense, several different publics to consider, each comprising, very roughly, 1/3 of the populace. As noted during our field trip to Straight America, at one end of the spectrum there is already a wing, perhaps 25 to 30% of the public, including most gays, that tells pollsters it doesn't seriously disapprove of homosexuality per se, and ready to defend equal treatment of gays. At the other extreme, proud denizens of bigotry's darkest realm, say 30 to 35% of the citizenry, so vehemently opposed to homosexuality that they would not permit one of its adherents to utter a single word in their community. Between our professed friends and our implacable foes, between the saved and the damned or damnable, are found the ambivalent remainder 35 to 45%, those who are basically skeptical about homosexuality but unwilling to nail gays to the wall. Intransigents, 30 to 35%. Ambivalent skeptics, 35 to 45%. Friends, 25 to 30%. Toward which audience, then, should gay media efforts be directed? Should we seek to protect ourselves by going after our most dangerous persecutors and taming them? Or should we merely preach to our choir of supporters, as political advertising textbooks recommend, on the premise that you can only inflame the opinions people already hold, not change those opinions? In our view, the campaign shouldn't set out to do either. It would make little headway against intransigents, for whom homo-hatred serves essential emotional functions. Some intransigents fight desperately to suppress their own homosexual proclivities. Others, for complicated reasons, feel compelled to adhere rigidly to an authoritarian belief structure, e.g., an orthodox religion that condemns homosexuality. Our primary objective regarding die-hard homo-haters of this sort is to cow and silence them as fast as possible, not convert or even desensitize them. As for our handful of friends, they must be agitated and mobilized for our cause. But this should not be the primary goal of the national media campaign, for two reasons. First, such a minority can accomplish little while it remains steadfastly opposed by 3/4 of the citizenry. Second, our supporters will receive ample encouragement and reinforcement from whatever campaign we might undertake to reach the rest of the nation. We conclude, therefore, that ambivalent skeptics are our most promising target. If we can win them over, produce a major realignment solidly in favor of gay rights, the intransigents like the racists 20 years ago will eventually be silenced by both law and polite society. Now, ambivalent skeptics are, themselves, anything but homogeneous. They number, on the one hand, those who more or less passively negative about homosexuality, who display automatic, unthinking opposition without getting very worked up over the subject. They also include citizens more ambivalently positive, who have strong convictions in favor of civil rights for all, but a weak stomach when it comes to the issue of homosexuality, rather like gourmets who profess a love of shellfish but cannot bear to the look of oysters. Every skeptic is a candidate for desensitization. It may turn out, however, that passive negatives can be reached only by desensitization, further sedating those who already don't care much either way, whereas ambivalent positives, those already emotionally torn, may respond more favorably to jamming and conversion techniques, in addition to desensitization. If this reasoning is correct, then we can assign different propaganda objectives to specific target segments of the population. Mind you, all these objectives can be achieved by a campaign focused on ambivalent skeptics, intransigence, silence. Ambivalent skeptics, passive negative. Desensitized. Ambivalent positive, jam/convert. Friends, Modalize, Marshall Kirk and Hunter Madsen. After the Ball, How America Will Conquer Its Fear and Hatred of Gays in the 90s. New York, 1989, page 175 through 177.